Hello. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Streaming. Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. Let me just check. Yeah. All right then. If I update the title, it's going to do that in. It's going to do that in like both YouTube and Twitch, and there is no problem with Twitch. However, if I update the title on YouTube, it stops the stream and creates a new stream, which I hate. So, and like it's really clumsy. So, you know, I think this title is fine. I mean, we are technically working on operators, so I guess this is the appropriate title. So let me just switch to OBS and close my browser window. Not window, but yeah, tab. So I'm actually sharing my screen, second screen, because that's the only way I can record VS Code as of now. But I don't like that's like that. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And so let's get into it. Operator. So I just added operators like this morning, not this morning, this evening or noon, I guess, and maybe like a few hours ago. So yeah, give me a second though. I have to send the link to a special person, and let me see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. The audio is live. Okay, let me just. Oh, this is awkward because I can't. Yikes. Okay. Give me a break. All right. I'm back, and all right then. Let's get into it. For anyone new, the language has been in like proper development for like months, and we achieved the first compilation I think about a month ago. I don't actually remember. Now we have class types or code types. I call it code types in the language, and like I added operators like just today, and yesterday I added heap allocation. I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, but yeah. And let me just check my phone and make sure that something's in order. All right. Oh, hi, Ramit. Okay. Yeah, I'm just developing the it's just a test, not test stream, but yeah, dev stream of my language. I'm creating the CAD programming language, so it compiles if I run the command here. So the output that you see here is the output that I'm like giving here. So yeah, it has been like in proper compilation for about a month. I've been compiling the source code of CAD for about a month. And if I show one of the sample files, this was one of the test files that I used previously. We have libraries, boxes, which is the same as libraries, but it's like namespaces in C++. You can close and reopen. And template types, that's a recent feature, by the way. I can create template or generic types. I think that's the common term, right? So in Dart you can create for example in Dart I think you can do class sum, and you can do this, right? And like similar to that we have type demoed, and this is a template type. By the way, this syntax was changed recently. Now it's this. But yeah, and we also have Ide support. So for example, if I make an error here, I will get a warning, or not a warning, an error. So this is an invalid operator. So now if I correct this, the error goes away. And let's just say let k equals 0 to I64. So this is a conversion from an 32-bit integer to a 64-bit integer. In this case, it's not lossless, but in some cases, these types of conversion can be lost. Sorry, in this case, this is lossless. There is no loss of data or anything like that, but in some cases it can be lossy. It can be a lossy conversion. So if I save this, and I don't know, okay, let me see. Yeah, thanks, yeah, thanks, Rod. Yeah, I've been working on it for like about 8 months, and yeah, I don't save, I don't know. Okay, yeah. If I go to cat output, okay, this is the wrong one. langdev and then cat output. Yeah, okay, successful. Open source, not yet. So like if I open source it now, there is a chance that the project can be hijacked by someone else. So I'm keeping it private as of now, and then later we'll figure out, I will make it open source like later, and also like set up a development fund so that I can like there can be a team and multiple people can collaborate. So yeah, you want you want to rejoin just for it depends, right? Actually I recently got offers from like multiple companies, so yeah. Yeah. Like what's the stack now in JustPol? Is it like TypeScript, JavaScript, React, or Flutter? Is Flutter still the but yeah, I recently picked up Rust and Go. The two offers I got recently is actually for Rust and Go, which is awkward because that's the least, like I have the least experience in those two languages. But yeah. Okay. Operator plus and Flutter is for front end. Yeah. Did you switch to TypeScript or JavaScript for the server? Like, do you still have a server? Did you get a server? But yeah. Okay, operator pub. What am I? Yeah. This is actually supposed to be a warning. I don't know why it is not. Okay. Okay. Let me see. For backend, it's Node.js Express with Postgres. Oh, nice. Postgres, nice. Okay, yeah. Yeah, actually, in my current company, we use Express. Yeah, and we use Mongo, not Postgres, but yeah. Heap location, heap what are we? Yeah. Right now you can't actually use operators. Like you can define operators, but I haven't, like you have operators like normal operators. For example, if I do this, it compiles without problems, and yeah, it compiles without problems. But if it's a custom type, for example, in this case the val type, you can't use operators for that yet. So I added this this part of the syntax today, the support for this, but I still have to update the part where we call, or we handle the binary operations. As we have complex fetching operations, we prefer the SQL. Oh yeah, I mean also like if you want like type correctness, or if you want to adhere to a particular type or a structure of data, it's better if it's a SQL database. Yeah. The switch up. Yeah, we are actually ignoring some operations here, but yeah. That shouldn't be a problem. Actually, yeah, we can ignore those operators. No lint. Yeah, no lint nets. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's the same thing, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually waiting for a few things like operators, dereferencing a pointer, and getting address of a reference. Though I need those three things to write the standard library, or in the first version of the standard library. I want to write the string data type, and for that I need a pointer dereferencing. Oh, that's a hard word to say, and getting address of a reference. But yeah, the backend is kind of, but we kind of finding difficulty in CI/CD integration. Could you help us to set up CI/CD? I have done that actually. It depends on what you mean by CD. I have done CI, like GitHub Actions and GitLab Actions. But yeah, CD, I think you mean like deployment to App Store, like and Google Play Store. I have also done that too. So yeah. But yeah, with AWS. Okay, makes sense. Okay, that. Oh, so you mean like you make a commit and you want the latest version of the server to be up in AWS EC2? I think that's what you mean. But yeah, that's not hard to do. You can do that. Like in my current company, we do use EC2 instances for the server. We have a dedicated server. I actually wrote and actively maintain the dedicated server. But yeah, both on EC2 and Play Store. I mean, I can. I'm also spending time in this project, work. So time is is the biggest issue. But yeah, I can. Like maybe, yeah. Like I think I have clocked in maybe like 1,000 hours in this project alone, and that's a lot of hours. Yeah. I think like if you go to GitLab and look at the number of hours, it's like 600, but I didn't actually add the time tracking until I was done with like half of the project. So yeah, GitLab. Actually, you can't see GitLab, it's not public, but yeah. Okay, let me just sign in and show you. Okay. I also have to set up a private GitLab instance so that I can push changes to that as a backup. Let me just log into GitLab. Oh. Okay, let me just bring it up. So I will connect back to you on WhatsApp. Okay, yeah, sure, man. And yeah, 421 commits, and yeah, if you go to the README, yeah, 624 hours and 14 minutes, and that's after I added like worker time, which is a time tracker. It tracks like individual projects, individual files, and things like that. But yeah, before that, I think I worked about like 400 hours. So yeah, that's a lot of effort. Yeah, some of this syntax is actually like incorrect. Like this was I haven't updated this file like in a long time. By the way, cat VS Code extension. We have a I haven't set up the website yet, Ramit, and like I'm doing the website in Svelte and SvelteKit and TypeScript, and I have a basic version of the website, maybe like a Discord link, a download link, and yeah, I can do that. However, right now I'm like trying to get a MVP of the compiler, or a basic version of the compiler, and then publish the website. I haven't focused a lot on the website. So, actually, yeah, there is a repository for Catlang VS Code extension. I updated it today itself. Yeah, there was a recent deployment for this extension. But yeah, cat programming language. How much percentage of work is? I mean, it's a compiler, right? So it's like it never ends in a way. But I think, like, if you're asking about the first version, maybe I think 70% of the work is done. Yeah. So this is the extension, by the way. It's you can install it. Yeah, it's open for everyone. But you don't, like, almost no one else knows the syntax of the language. So yeah. But all right then. That's this syntax is actually old. So if the function has void return type, you don't actually have to specify this at all. You can just specify the parenthesis. But yeah, I think this should compile. If I remove this should be an error because I'm using the return statement here. Yeah. Okay. It's just. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Given value of given value of type function is void, but please remove this unnecessary value. So if I remove this should compile. And if I go to the LLVM output, how's Golang? It's all right. I actually so there was this interview, and like they wanted, like, someone with like basic knowledge of Golang. So I learned the language and then attended the interview. You got any donations? Not yet, but hopefully in the future, I guess. I have to, like, if you need, like, if you are looking for donations, like in Twitch and YouTube, you have to stream regularly, and I almost never stream regularly, so yeah. And yeah, if you go to like main, and yeah, so you see, and Clang automatically handles this, if the return type is different. Yeah, so this is the generated LLVM code from this. Yeah, by the way, Catlang uses LLVM, which is also used by Rust, C++, C, and Swift, Kotlin, and like almost like most of the mainstream languages actually nowadays. But maybe not Python and JS because they are like dynamic languages, right? But yeah. Okay, so actually I can do this. Why do I need a useless return statement? Yeah. See you later. Yeah, bye. And okay, so heap allocation is the, since heap allocation is the, I can write the string data type without problems. Type string. No. Okay, let me turn off the AC. Yeah, type string, and this should be, let me see, U8, and it's the start pointer, and then there is the U64, or technically it should be U size, but I haven't added any type definitions in the standard library, so it's, as of now, it's U64, and the length, and then U64 buffer length. So the first length actually signifies the actual length of the string data, and buffer length basically means how many U8 instances we have allocated on the heap. And the weird thing is that like we have operators and we have constructors also, but I haven't added like usable support for both of these things. So yeah. Let me just check now. Okay. Yeah. But okay. Yeah, you can't actually call constructors as of now, which is weird. But yeah, I should actually add that support later. Let me just check Twitch. How the stream is going. Okay, pretty well. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if anyone's watching. It's showing one viewer on Twitch, but yeah, that could just be me looking at Twitch right now. Or maybe it isn't. All right. So yeah, right now variation functions are supported. So I can do this, right? Push. It doesn't have to return anything, and it can be string. But the problem with this syntax is that we can't overload it. So I can't add another string. Like if I'm supporting another string, then I can't do the same thing for the string slice. Right. Yeah. This is technically supported. Yeah. We'll deal with that later. Either way, yeah, I can't actually write the string data type because right now I can't dereference the pointer to a reference, right? And also I can't get the address of a reference. What programming language do you learn? This. So what you're seeing right here is the cat programming language which I created, and the language I'm using to create it is C++. I started with Dart and Flutter, and then in 2014-15 I did learn C++11, but it was almost like unusable. I was not able to use it in any real world project. And in 2020 I picked up Flutter and Dart, and that's basically my start of my programming career. After that I learned C++20 on my own. Besides C++11 in 2014 and 15, I always learned all programming languages on my own. So yeah, so now I'm creating my own language, and I'm using C++, and it's compiling, the code is being compiled to LLVM, which is what C++, Rust, and many other popular languages, not just popular, many other low-level languages also use to compile. LLVM basically allows your language to be cross-platform. So basically, you write the LLVM code once, and LLVM handles the compilation of that intermediate code into the target platform. But yeah, so if right now I can show you the LLVM code generated from the main file. This file, the compilation of this file. Okay, let me just remove the So yeah, this successfully compiled, and see the push function, the member function, and all those things. I learned JS, Python, PHP, Ruby, C++, C#. Nice. Yeah, it's always great to have a different roster, like a roster of different types of languages. In my case, C++, Dart. I mean, technically the syntax is similar between C++ and Dart, but I also know Python, JavaScript, Rust, Go, some OCaml. I haven't used it a lot, but yeah. And Kotlin. Kotlin is a nice language, by the way. Yeah, I enjoyed it way better than I thought I would. But yeah. Besides that, what else? C, I don't use C a lot, but yeah. PHP, I have always wanted to pick up PHP. I initially worked with WordPress, but no coding though. That was just plugging things, basic website design and things like that. But yeah, I have always wanted to pick up PHP, but yeah, I want to be full stack. I mean, I think technically you are, since you know these languages, but I guess full stack is more in the sense that you should be able to handle backend and frontend, and you should also be able to create seamless communication between these two, I guess. I mean, just continue on your journey. It's not impossible at all. Yeah, it's basically dependent on your willpower and how forward you want to be, how forward you want to go in the space. But yeah, okay, yeah. See, I also know C Sharp, by the way. I previously used Unity, but that was just for a brief amount of time. But yeah, like actually, what's ironic is that I don't like Python a lot. I have used Python a lot. Oh yeah, thanks for the subscribe. Yeah, and I have used Python, and weirdly enough, that's the only language where I'm getting how should I say, sales related to programming. So I use Dart and TypeScript and some other languages in my job, right? I have used many other languages in my previous jobs, but as far as sales or sales of a development tool or something like that goes, Python is the one language where it actually got me revenue. Like I have a add-on for Blender written in Python, that actually I think last month I got like $50, which is not a lot, but that was I never advertised that product and I got $50. So nice, right? Python's nice. It's not my favorite language, but it's nice, I guess. I almost exclusively never use JavaScript. I think the language is pretty nice, but I always go to TypeScript. I think I like types, static typing, and yeah, I know that TypeScript when it compiles down, it's still JavaScript. It's basically like a compile time type checking and not runtime type checking. But yeah. So yeah, push function. And what else? Okay, so I can't write the string data type as of now because I have to be, I learned Python, PHP, Ruby, and I'm not 13 years old. Oh, wow. Now that's, now that's really impressive. Nice. Yeah. That's really impressive. Nice. And I think that's a great thing that you're like indulging in different languages, because when you learn different languages, it gives a different perspective. It's the exact, ironically, it's very similar to spoken languages. So imagine Hindi or Malayalam or Tamil or whatever, one language, and then you learn entirely different language like Spanish or Korean or Chinese or Japanese or whatever. That actually it's actually proven that learning a new language changes the way you think, and that's a great thing when you are learning a new language. The same thing applies to programming languages too. It changes the way you see code, it changes the way you see data, it changes the way you process data, that it changes the way logic happens in your brain, how you are deriving logic in different programming problems, I think. Yeah, it's nice that you are indulging in different languages. I mean, ultimately you will have to use one language in your job, and I think if you are spending so much time in that language, you're eventually going to be hating it. But yeah, it's nice to have multiple languages. Yeah. Right now we don't have macros in cat, by the way, and I think I like the Rust macro system, but Rust code is highly unreadable because of how advanced, not advanced, I guess, how flexible macros are. I don't want the macros in my language to be as usable as Rust, and for good reason too, right? Because at one point it's all going to contribute to the code bloat, and it's going to contribute to the clumsy code base. So yeah. By the way, we have okay, yeah, if you're listening, we have taggable loops. So for example, have loop, right, 5, and so this loop will loop for 5 times, and if I'm doing this, say iteration count of the loop is loop I. Okay, so this should compile without any problems. And okay, I did change something, right? Yeah. So it would take some time to build it. Oh, the title is wrong actually. Oh, okay, that's an older title. I did update it, but turns out it's not updated. But I mean, it still says cat language, so that's good. Yes, compilation failed. Expected in no code. What happened? Okay. Nice, nice. Okay, I see what's happening. Yeah, I think I will have to do this, right? Yeah. That might be a bug or something, but yeah. And yeah. Yeah, that is definitely, most definitely a bug. And so I will have to fix this. Yeah. So this compiles, right? And the iteration count is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I added this, by the way, yesterday. The size of meta function or operator, I guess. In C++, it's can I be C++ by learning in C++? So, so here's the thing. I have never worked in the C++ language. Like I haven't had a job that, like, technically I have had one job, like, but that was like almost a month or something. I got a better offer after that, and I quit. But it's very hard to get a job as a C++ developer because the language has been around for 50 years. So like so many jobs ask for like 10 years of experience or 6 years of experience or 7 years of experience. But here's the thing, if you already have like this established project that you created in C++, you can definitely land a job. So for example, if anyone wants to hire me for C++, I can just show them this code base. This code base, I'm not going to say that it's a great code base or anything like that. That's up to the personal preference, up to the person judging it. But yeah, it's definitely complex, right? And that in itself is impressive because the ability to maintain a complex code base actually counts. That counts as experience, right? And so I can just show them this project, and I can just get hired for C++. Similarly, if you really want to be hired for C++, then make sure that you have this project, like some sort of project that really shows off your talent. Yeah. Okay, your favorite languages are JS, PHP, and Ruby. Mine would be C++, Cat, and I think Cat will most probably go to the top spot soon. Like the only reason I'm not putting it in the top position is because the language is not stable. But yeah, C++, Cat, and what else? It's very hard to pick a third one. Like it's really, maybe like I like Kotlin syntax, but I haven't used it a lot. But maybe Kotlin or Dart, I guess. Yeah. Is there any other? TypeScript. Oh my god. Yeah, TypeScript. Yeah, third one definitely TypeScript. C++, Cat, and TypeScript. Yeah. By the way, like, don't be discouraged that it's hard to find. Like, there are so many C++ jobs, by the way, but it's very hard to actually get that job because like the language has been around for like 50 years. So the basic experience expected is like very high, very high, and so you have to make sure that you continue it because mastery of C++ is a really hard thing to achieve, right? C++ is a behemoth of a language. So knowing C++ in itself is kind of a credit. Yeah, being able to use it for projects is a credit. So make sure that you continue. If you are interested in C++, you continue using the language. Also, like so knowing a lot of languages is a great thing, but recruiters are not actually are almost never impressed by that. If you put like 10 or 20 languages in your resume, they're just going to ignore you. Make sure in your resume you mention or highlight the languages that you have like really good projects on. That's the better way to get hired in that language. And yeah, Let me see. And like yeah, back to cat. Cat actually solves like some of the problems we see in like traditional C family languages. For example, loop can be tagged, right? And they can be like, you can use break and continue like this. Break, yeah, so this is valid. So if I change this to IK, this is invalid because there is no loop or switch that is named IK. But yeah, so you can, what type of program is this? Which are you making now? Okay, I am creating my own programming language using C++. And this is the syntax of my language. And this is the, what you see on the side is all the files that are part of this project. The compiler, yeah. And yeah. So you can do break and continue like this, and it breaks or continues the loop that you mentioned. And so this technically is not useful at all, right? What you see, what you are seeing right here. But when you have nested loops, that's a different story. So for example, here, if I'm saying loop 10 times inside this, right? And say inside loop iteration, and I can say loop j, and this will see, so for every top loop there are like 10 sub loops, right? And if I do break, this will break after one execution. So if I do this, see, after the first execution it breaks, and it breaks the one that I specified. So in this case it breaks this loop, right? If I change this to I, we will only get this and this once. See, iteration count of the loop. So this was printed out once, and after that this loop started and this got printed, and after that we break the top loop, right? Because the tag that you provide belongs to this loop, and after that you continue with the normal execution. But yeah, so that's loops in practice. What else? There are so many things, like there are template types. Template types are now supported. So if you do this, you can do this. So okay, this is a bad example. Let me see, demo, and TA, right? So if I write a function inside here called display, that displays the type. Say value of A is A. So this is a template type, and this will only be generated if you are like calling for it, right? So in this case, I'm going to say let dem equals demo, and and it's a string type, right? The type of T is string in this case. That's what I want. And oh wait, okay, this will actually give an error because here A and display both are private to that type, so I can't access in that here. So if I provide A equals, not equals, associated equals hello, this will give an error. No value named A found. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. That's another thing. When you want to access like type members, you do this. Inside member functions, you do this. So yeah, now it should give an error. Yeah, the member of code type. By the way, ignore this as of now. I'm not naming the generated template types properly. So that's why this is like this. But yeah, in the future, this will also be changed. But yeah, that field is not accessible here. So to fix that, I can just do pub, which means pub basically means everything is public. If I do this, basically means only this field is public. So now that error is fixed. So if I call the member function display, this will cause an error. See, member function display of code type that is not accessible here because this applies only to this field, right? And if I change this to this, then that's also gone. So now if we run this, we should get the output as the first line. See, value of a is hello. That's it. And that's one of the examples of like template code types in cat. And so yeah, and then there is like variation functions, which basically means we are making change to the data. So in this case, this is a variation function, displays a variation function. In that case, we can make changes to the subfields or member fields, I guess. Yeah. So in this case, I can set this to 1, some random value. And see, if it's a variation function, you cannot call it as you normally would. It's a variation and hence should be called as a variation. In order to call something as a variation, you have to use this syntax. Now, another error. Why? Because dem is a constant. You didn't declare the dem as a non-constant value. In order to fix that, you change this, and now everything is fixed. Now, if you print out, even though I provided hello, it should print out 1 because I changed the value of a inside display. So now if I change this, see, value of a is 1. So this syntax is used to call variation functions. And whenever you see this symbol, you know that it's making a change in the type or the instance or something. Yeah. So that's that. So this is the compiled version of that, the LLVM equivalent functions. See, yeah. I mean, this looks really ugly, but that's kind of the point. LLVM is like very explicit when it comes to like typing, calling, and all those things. So it looks ugly, but when they generate the code, it's like really efficient and yeah. So operators, I have to support operators in the, yeah. Sorry about that. Okay. What is the warning here? First function call argument is an initialized value. LRS. It's not actually. I mean, we are not covering all possibilities of the OP enum type, but yeah, that shouldn't matter. Oh, wait. Enum class is an extension of integer. Makes sense, but yeah, that's a weird way to put it. Yeah, we don't have enums in cat yet, by the way. That's a work in progress. So oh wait, it's the wrong way. Yeah. All right. It's kind of the same thing. Okay, that's a warning. I mean, yeah, whatever, right? What does this say? Okay, so it's so we first of all we are handling integer, and after that we are handling unsigned integer, and after that we have to handle other types. Okay, makes sense. What should we do? Okay, give me a break. I really have to be. Okay, I'm back. People like me cannot actually afford to go pee during a stream because I might just lose all viewers. But yeah. Mm, mm, okay, fix me. So right now, like the operators, like operators are chosen depending on what the type of the data is on the left hand side, right? So like when you define operators for like custom types, like that applies there too. So, but I think I should provide a way to like reverse it. But it's the exact opposite. Yes, yeah. Fix me. Yeah, I will just leave it like that. Else, what should happen if it's else? Yeah. What are we checking? RHS type. Yeah, LHS type is code type. Yeah. If yeah. Should I increase the font size? It looks all right to me. And this is what I favor. This font size is what I favor. But maybe too low for you guys. Not sure. Alright, LHS type is code type. Then we'll have to check for an operator, right? So we do have the off value, right? Yeah. So what do we do? So if I go here, yeah, that is Unary Op. Alright. Nice. So if is Unary Op here, okay, else. So if it's a unary operator, what do we do? So we do, okay, first of all, auto ty equals LHS type as code type. Yeah, and this is the wrong syntax. Yeah, and if it's a unary operator, we check for unary operators, right? And cty, if cty, oh wait, oh, you're doing something wrong, haven't we? This is a binary expression, right? So it's always a binary operator. So we can just plainly check for binary operators. Yeah, binary cty has binary operator, yeah. And opr to string op to string, sorry, yeah, op to string. And what's the type here? Oh, we'll have to provide the yeah, RHS type, right? Yeah, RHS type. Yeah, this should work. Else it's an error. There is no operator that matches any of these things. So, oh wow, this is way better than I thought it would be. Like this turns out to be much simpler than I thought it would. But I think I'm doing something wrong here. So, scroll up. So here I'm actually, if it's a reference, I'm actually loading it. But if you want to call a member function, you need either a reference or a pointer, or an implicit allocation. But yeah, so I might have to do this in a different way. Like I might have to do this only in cases if it's an integer or an unsigned integer or a float integer or a float number. But yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see. I mean, we'll see. So C type has binary operator. Then auto op fn equals cty get binary operator op to string. Technically, we shouldn't call this the same function twice. But yeah, whatever. I don't think it's going to be that much of a bottleneck. Op fn, and this should be a pointer for correctness. And what do we do? Now we can just plainly call this function op fn call, yeah, ctx, and oh, okay, and mod is mod, no, ctx get mod, yeah. So this gets the active module, by the way, in the current IR generation context. But yeah, we can just plainly return this. Nice. Yeah. And what else? What else? What type of program is this? This is a compiler, a language compiler. And so this is the compiler for this programming language that I'm creating. But yeah. Oh, you mean the, oh, okay. You mean the program that I'm coding in? I don't know if that's what you meant, but yeah, that's VS Code. This is VS Code, Visual Studio Code. It's a free software. You can download it online. Oh, yeah. And yeah, give me a second. Yeah. So code type. Yeah. So if it doesn't have a binary operator, this is an error. CTX error message. No binary operator. Or I should say binary operator. CTX highlight error. What should we say? Op to string. Op defined for and defined for code type plus ctx highlight error cty get full name. Yeah, so binary operator, whatever the value of the binary operator is, not defined for code type. Yeah. The file range would be the entire file range. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And let's see. I mean, this should, yeah. I mean, I think it's almost usable. I will have to change this. Yeah, I will definitely have to change this. So subtype. So if it's a, I'm from Egypt, but there is no many developers in Egypt. Oh wow. Oh, you're from Egypt. That's like so. That's like all the way around the world. Like I'm from India, by the way. Yeah, you're from Egypt. Wow. And I haven't. I haven't seen like many developers from like like online. Yeah, I haven't seen many developers from Egypt. I mean, great thing then, you're 13 and you know like 5-6 languages. I mean, that's an impressive feat. And you're from Egypt. Well, I'm not sure about how the software development ecosystem is in Egypt, but I don't know. Yeah, in India too, like it's not that accessible. Like nowadays it is, but it didn't used to be that accessible. Software development. It was mostly in colleges, like software development previously used to be mostly like taught in colleges. People wouldn't learn on their own. But yeah. Let's just submit this reference. Let's just submit this reference. Let me see. I might have to change this to a auto reference handler equals lambda function. Okay, and yeah, and that should do. So if it's an integer, we will reference handler. We'll call the reference handler. If it's a function, sorry, if it's an unsigned integer, we'll call the reference handler. If it's a float, the same thing. Reference handler. But if it's a code type, then no, we don't have to call it, right? Yeah. What else? So here we will not call the, yeah, we might have to call, we might have to handle the reference of the RHS. The LHS should be a reference, or should be a pointer, or should be an implicit pointer, implicit allocation. The RHS, however, the type of the RHS depends on like how the operator is defined, right? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so then I actually have to improve this. So first of all, we'll check the RHS type plainly. Else, if RHS type is code type, or LHS type, oh yeah, we have to change this to is reference, and LHS type as reference, get subtype is code. Yeah, that's the proper way to do it. So if it's a code type, we can call it, right? You can call the operator, because yeah, if it's a reference, we have to make sure that whatever the reference points to is a code type. Yeah. And we'll have to do some magic here. What do we do? I learned 6 programming languages, and I'm also trying to be a software developer. My dream is to be a software developer in a big company like Amazon, Microsoft. I mean, nice to have that goal, but remember that Amazon, Microsoft, Google, all those companies have them like maybe like they have great compensation, but they also make you work a lot. So you might not enjoy the development experience though, the working experience though. Yeah, it's great to stand outside and look at those companies and admire those companies as great companies. But when you start working there, ultimately we are all like passionate, not all, but we can be passionate about what we're doing. But at one point, it's about making money, right? It's about livelihood. We need food in our plates, and that's ultimately why we are doing it. And when you're young, you get excited about these things. When you get more mature, it's not just about excitement anymore. It's about money. It's about livelihood, and it's about work. It's basically just work. And it's the same thing with like Japan. I don't know if you know this, but Japan has the worst work ethic in almost like all countries, because like if you sleep at your workplace, it's considered as a good thing, because then the boss will think that you're doing a great thing or whatever. And if you sacrifice your health for the company, it's considered a great thing. The problem with that kind of work culture is that nowadays, like, people are like very isolated in Japan. Like not just like people in general, but youngsters, because they're lonely. They are the communication is not going well, and yeah. You also don't just think about the company, also think about the work culture. How much work will they make you do? How are their communication with you? And a lot of other things. You obviously have to think about compensation, right? That's what you're ultimately working for. That's the point of work, right? We don't work to work. We work to get money. That's the point of work. We can be passionate about something. It's better if that's not work, because that way you can easily burn yourself out. You can easily hate what you're doing. If what you're passionate about is just work. Yeah. So in my case, I'm not passionate about work. I work to get money. That's it. But I'm passionate about development. I'm passionate about programming. I'm passionate about this project. and some other projects also. Yeah, so I'm passionate about whatever I'm creating, but why am I working? I'm working to get money, because that's the point, right? That's the adult thing to do. So let me see. C type, yeah, RHS type is reference, and CTY as binary operator up to string. Okay, I really have to change this to a single function call. Auto op, yeah, equals, yeah. Cat type, yeah, RHS type. It's a reference. We already know that it's a reference because of short circuiting. RHS type as reference. Get subtype. Get subtype. Yeah, that's it, right? Yeah, and here we'll have to handle it differently. Okay, so here too we have to handle it differently. Oh yeah, we are actually not LHS val. LHS type. No, RHS val. And this is actually incorrect. Let me see. So if LHS val. Oh wait. Okay, LHS type is reference, or LHS val is implicit pointer. Oh, that's an LLVM value. Okay. In that case, LLVM is a LLVM allocainst, but yeah. Well, LHS emit, right? Yeah, we have LHS emit, and that can be, yeah, we can do this, or LHS type. Yeah, basically these two only. I mean, we like, because of the syntax of the language, we won't just operate on the data if it's a like semantically a pointer. Yeah. So if it's a reference, or LHS emit is an implicit pointer, then we don't actually have to load anything, do we? No. If it's RHS, that's that. I heard that anyone can. I mean, I heard that anyone can learn 10 programming languages. He can work at NASA, but I learned 6 programming languages, not 10. Okay, that's actually wrong. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but so where you get job is actually not dependent on how many languages you know. It's how you use the languages you know to achieve like great projects, to achieve great results. That's basically it. So like in my case, I know like about 15 languages or something like that, but I'm not going to get employed anywhere just because I know 15 languages, because most probably in any company you join, you're most probably going to use maybe like 2 languages at most, in some cases 3, right? Yeah, rarely, but in most cases it's basically like 2. I mean, you might be using like some languages, like other languages for like minute tasks, but in general it's mostly like 2 languages, right? And that's basically it. So if you know 10 languages, it's great for you as a developer, but it's not going to get you a job anywhere. That's the thing. And 10 languages doesn't matter, 15 languages doesn't matter. But yeah, it's great that you know those languages, because that changes the way you think. It makes you a better developer. But that doesn't actually give you a job. What you do using what you know, that gets you employed. And yeah, basically what your, like whatever projects you have, that's basically what gets you employed. And yeah. Okay. So if it is a reference or implicit pointer, then we don't actually have to do anything in this case. But if it's not, then we'll have to do an alloca, right? So LHS emit load, not load, create alloca, ctext builder, LHS emit equals, and yeah. So if it's not a reference, we okay, yeah, makes sense. And here we'll have to change this to LHS emit get LLVM. Yeah. Okay, so this is that. Copy, and here the same logic applies. There is one difference though, right? Here we'll have to load the RHS, right? Yeah. What should we do? Yeah. This is actually wrong, not wrong, incomplete logic. Fix me. Auto pfn equals ct get binary operator op string RHS type as reference. We know it's a reference, so yeah. Return opfn ctx I learned basics of Python from a channel called Coder Shaya. This channel have a lot of courses like HTML, CSS, JS, PHP, SQL, Java, and Python, Bootstrap. Yeah, nice. Yeah. At one point, like once you like learn a few languages, you will be able to learn new languages or new things or pick up new frameworks or technologies on your own without the help of others. It's great if you are able to get to that position. Some people, they like being taught by others, right? It's a matter of preference and also how your brain works. Some people need others to teach them. So those people, there's nothing wrong with that. You'll definitely be doing that. But like other people, they will be able to pick up new technologies on their own. And at one point in their career, they will be able to pick up new technologies, new languages, new frameworks on their own. And if you are able to get into that position, it's great. So basically an example would be, if you want to learn a new language, you would just refer to the documentation of the language. That's it. You don't I think like you also do the same thing, right? You said you learned it from a channel, right? So basically, even though they are speaking all those things, basically you taught yourself in a way. Yeah, not in a way, actually, you actually taught yourself. But yeah, doing a free code camp, I know them. I have seen their videos, but I didn't actually learn. I think I learned Kotlin, or at least the basics of Kotlin from free code camp. But yeah, that's a nice channel, free code camp. Let me see, ctx get mode, and let me see, pfn. Okay, so what do we do? So LHS emit, yeah. The first value is obviously LHS emit get LLVM. What should the second value be? It can be RHS emit, right? So in the second case, RHS, we know RHS is a reference, right? So in this case, it will be ctx builder create load. What else? So in this case, if it's the same thing, right? So in this case, we want RHS val load implicit pointer, RHS emit load implicit pointer ctx builder. Yeah. And let me see. Oh, we are already loading the implicit pointer. Yeah, I have previously added a node to change this when I introduce custom operators or operators for. Yeah. Let's see. I think we need this here, right? So that's the proper way. Or is it? I think it is. Yeah. Yeah. And here it's a different thing, right? Yeah. So here we know that it is, yeah, RHS emit load implicit pointer. What should we do? Yeah, RHS emit load implicit pointer. So that loads the RHS thing, right? And then we can do RHS emit get LVM. What is RHS val? Yeah, it's basically the LLVM value, right? So yeah, makes sense. In this case, yeah, we can just plainly get it from the emit, RHS emit. So create load. So what do we do here? RHS type. I mean, I'm calling as reference so many times. Maybe it makes sense to store it into a variable. Get LLVM type. And what RHS emit? Get LLVM. Yeah, that's it. So that's also done. Oh wait. Yeah, that's also done. Yeah. What else? All right. I think that's it, right? Yeah, this might be fixed, but I will just keep that just to be sure. Yeah, I think that, like, it's mostly done, like at least the basic logic, right? Yeah. You'll see. Non-void function does not return value. I mean, yeah, but it doesn't have to. That's the point, right? So let me can I add? Okay, let's just start small, right? Let's do type sum, and we have u32a, and then we have operator plus, and what should that give you? That should give you another sum. I think that should work. Sum. What should we give? We should give sum a. Okay. Equals. How can I be a PHP developer? Look into WordPress. That's like the gold mine for PHP. Like that's exclusively what PHP is used for. I think like there are also like other server side like frameworks in PHP, but mostly like Laravel, for example. But mostly it's WordPress, right? So if you know PHP, you can actually make like really good money, and the money is in WordPress basically. Yeah. Like learn how to learn how to create extensions, plugins, and all those things for WordPress, and like things like that. That's basically what PHP is for. So here I will do a plus some a. This should work. Oh, okay. Yeah, because of like right now expression parsing is kind of weird, so I'll have to cover everything in curly braces. But oh, nice. Yeah, it compiled. Or yeah, it did. Yeah. Okay. What is the programming language that you're writing with it now? Yeah, this language. Wait. What is the programming language that you're writing with that now? This is cat language, cat programming language. I am creating the language. I'm developing the language. Yeah. Let what should I say? H equals some I'm not sure if this will work, but yeah. I really have to fix the expression parsing, but yeah. Then and oh, this is not actually accessible here, but yeah. Operators. Okay. Operators should always be accessible, right? Right now I'm not actually checking for access, but I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm not sure. Okay, 5. Oh yeah, it's U32. Sorry about that. Yeah. I think we just got a seg fault. Yeah. Floating point operation. What do you mean by floating point operation? Can you make projects by PHP and C++? Yeah, not PHP, but yeah, definitely C++. Yeah. I'm not actually seeing your entire chat for some reason. Okay. Now it's yeah. I don't know PHP a lot. I have used it, but very briefly, not a lot. No, like no, it's not that great. My experience in PHP. Okay, I've been streaming for an hour. Yeah, 1.5 hours almost. And let's see, binary operator assert. Okay. I think we did something wrong. How did we? Okay, I think I get what's. So try to create a floating point operation on a non-floating point type. I don't know where this is failing. Is it failing here? Or is it failing here? It shouldn't fail here, right? Yeah. Maybe it should. Okay. Okay, that for some reason changes. Let's do I32 and see what this is about. Okay, that's still a problem apparently. And maybe. Okay. Yeah. I think I know what's the problem. What do 72 U32? Yeah, that should be an error. Okay, so that's compiling properly. So what is going wrong here. Yeah, let's do this, right? Why am I looking at the output console? Oh, I didn't compile. Makes sense. Oh, binary operator plus is not defined for code type. That's weird. Okay, it's sec false plainly. I don't know why. Returning found local value B. I think we don't need this. Right? Yeah. We get another bad alloc. What's happening? Returning local value. What if I change this to this? Doesn't make much of a difference. Seg fault. Apparently. Emitting self member. I think I know what's happening. This might not be creating the alloca we need. That could be the problem. But yeah, maybe. We'll see. We have time. Or do we? Maybe not. I think it's time for my dinner. So let's see. Let me just check Twitch. Yeah. One viewer. One mysterious viewer on Twitch. Who is that? No idea. CD Projekt Red is live for some reason. I think like last time I watched them, it was like card game. Yeah. Okay, I think I might be done. Okay, this is also sec false for some reason. Okay, let's remove this. This shouldn't sec fault. Yeah, that was successful. Okay, yeah. All right. I think I might be done for today. Right? Yeah. All right then. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the interactions. And see you later. I think I'm done for today. Yeah.